In this video, we're going to go over all the options on the overview menu. So this is where you as the teacher are going to come in when you open the course. We've got all assignments for the whole year for each unit is already set up in the course. I've just collapsed these units and each of these modules, you can uncollapse them as we look at them. This unit 0 we already went over in the welcome video, and this is really for teachers only. You can assign this one getting started for your students. There's a page of videos there, and then there's a fun assignment that they can do maybe the first day of class. But we're going to start and look at unit 1. So the first thing that you see to the left here is a little lock, and it's unlocked. So right away, all the assignments are enabled and available for students to do. So the first thing that you might want to do is come disable all of them for each unit. So this is just going to do one unit at a time. And that means that students can't access that. So you probably want to go through and disable all the other units for sure. Maybe you want to enable, one assignment at a time, or maybe you want to enable all for a whole unit at a time. Just to show you. So again, remember this, students logging in as a student is very powerful. And so you can see that these are enabled and ready to go. Students can go into those. These are all disabled. And so if you disable everything at the beginning of the year and then enable them as you're ready for students to go, that's what I would recommend. But that's what it looks like, disabled versus enabled. So go back to overview. So I'll just go ahead and enable all of them. And you can just do one at a time also. If you just click on a lock, that's going to disable or enable. It's just going to toggle. So pin, this will just allow you to pin that assignment at the top of the student's dashboard. So any new assignment you might want to pin, that's easy to do. You click the box. Closing date, so this kind of sends you into settings and lets you edit the assignment due date. So we'll go into settings in just a minute. This shows you some progress. So because I went in as student A and opened that assignment, that's why it shows that that started. So it'll show you how many have started, how many have completed. And then this is your release grades toggle. So notice that it is off for all assignments, and we set it that way. We strongly suggest that you keep that toggle off and don't turn it on until all the students' assignments have been turned in and graded, and then release the grades. If you have it on now and a student goes in and there's some auto-graded assignments, then it's going to release that grade even if you haven't graded any portion that you have to grade. So it's going to be like a partial grade. So keep that off until you finish grading for all students for that whole assignment, and then you release those grades. And that also, if you have your LTI LMS integration, that's when it'll go there. So keep that off. Preview, we looked at that in the welcome video. We'll go there in just a second. But gear, so this is kind of important. These are your settings. You've got a couple more options here. Plagiarism checker, download CSV. This would be like for grades, export assignment data, and then a preview again. So let's go to gear. So that's settings. So I'm going to do this 1.5 Visioneer Cipher, and I'm going to click on the gear. So you've got some tabs up here that you can click on, and you can also release grades from here. And then you've got individual settings that you can scroll down and look at. So if you just want to mark everybody's as completed, you can do that. Unmark as completed, you can do that. And so this is for all the students. Download the CSV reset the assignment for everybody, and regrade completed. So these tabs, if you click on any of this, it applies to everybody. You can do all these things for individuals as well. So again, pin assignment, and this is good because you've got a description here, so it kind of tells you. So you can pin the assignment from here, disable the assignment, students can't get on it, visibility on completed. So there's some things here like test. I would change, I believe that we have those changed to no access until grades released. Yes, we've done that for you. But any assignment, you can make these changes. Just read the description here. Most of them we say read only. That means that when a student has completed it, marked it as complete, they can only go back in and look at it. Or they may have, they'll only be able to read it. So there's some options there. You can change that. Visibility on disabled, same options here. Disable, mark as complete. That means that if you toggle that on for that assignment, then they can't mark it as complete. I would leave that alone. Reset assignment by student. This if you turn this on, then you give the students the ability to reset their assignment. So basically, if you turn this on for an assignment and students go in and they do some work and then they just really want to scrap it all and start over, they'll have a menu option under the education menu to reset that assignment. But that's only if you toggle this on for an assignment. Disable download files or projects. We leave that one alone. Prerequisite assignments. There's a separate video in the playlist for that. I will let you watch that video. Anything that you change here, you've got to save changes. This is where you can set a due date for assignment, so you can even open it at a certain time and then close it at a certain date and time. You just would click a calendar here, say that it's due that day at midnight or whatever time. And then what's going to happen when that due date and time, are you going to disable it? Are you going to mark it as complete, or disable and mark complete? So you choose what you want to do there, and then you would save your changes. So this allows you to set due dates for things. Exam proctoring, we really don't suggest changing anything there. Group work, there's a whole separate video on group work. Pair programming is a way for students to collaborate on an assignment, so check out that video. And then we suggest just leave assessment grading as that is. So those are some of the assignment settings. You can also check progress from here. Now, remember, we don't have any students here. This is that behavioral insights that's on the menu under basic settings here. So there's a tour there, so you can watch that and see how that works, and then maybe you want to enable that for all your assignments. We suggest that you do that. Progress, this is just going to show you every student. If they've completed it, you would have a check mark over here. If they have any grades, what the grade is, how many have been graded, how many have been answered. There's a whole separate video on grading, so I will direct you to that. That's in the playlist. And then you can just go through each assignment from here. You can go back to assignments. So that was the gear. So what you're probably going to do until you're used to the system is you're going to come in here and you're going to click on the assignment right here, and it's going to take you to this progress page or the tab for settings. But what you want to do is you want to look at the assignment and see, what is this assignment? What are kids going to do? What do I need to do to prepare? So for that, you're going to go to preview. So come over here to the eyeball. and click there. And then what it does is it takes you into the teacher lesson plan. So there's a separate video on touring the assignment layout, so I will direct you there. But just remember that, or just know that we've got a table of contents access here through this hamburger icon. And every single assignment has got a teacher page at the beginning and a teacher page at the end, and all the student pages are in the middle. So you are in teacher view right now when you go in through the overview. So if you want to see what it looks like in student view, you click the gear and you toggle this off. And then it just shows you what the student page is. So we have our guides on the left panel, or the student text, the student textbook. On the right panel, sometimes, most of the time, there is a right panel. That can be an image, it can be a video, it can be a website, it can be a PDF, it could be the IDE for your coding IDE. This one is going to have you click it to open a web page here, so students don't even have to go out of Codio. A lot of times, web pages, any web page that we can open up in here, we do. So the student page is just going to have text and information, and then sometimes a video, and then anything in a blue box is an activity students will do. Anything in a tan box is an assessment. There's fill in the blank. There's multiple choice, Parsons problems, lots of different kinds of assessments. There's free text assessments. So if we toggle back to teacher view, we will see additional purple boxes that are for teachers only. So please review the assignment tour, the tour assignment layout video in the playlist for more details about the assignment. And then click the Codio icon, and we've completed the overview menu.